3 months of lockdown, the day finally came to put the transducers on, and the only word I can use here is oops, drilling the hole right at the beginning in the wrong place. It had been 3 months since I was last at the boat, and all the measurements that were done and on the outside, they were right inside but wrong on the outside, and unfortunately I drilled from the outside, hence the hole in the wrong place. Right, so that was the original, and then there's the new one. I don't know how it got that far away, but it did. And my assistant is demonstrating where it should go now. So that's what I've got to do. I've got to sand all that down, get that off, and then hopefully that'll be done. Today is to finish off the transducers, and the idea is to just where I've made the mistake is fill in the hole, which I have done, sand that down, put some gel shield on, and then hopefully all is well when it goes in the water and there's no leaks. The next job, now we have sunshine, is to remove this window which is faded badly. I really can't understand that, but doesn't matter. The window itself is alright, but it's really badly faded, so it's very difficult to see out of the cabin. But if we can get that off, get that replaced, that's another job done. The last time I did this, change windows, that spike there, I couldn't leave it off because it was so well put on, and when I did finally leave it off, it came off with a spring and went right through my leg. So that was exciting times. Right, that's a dry fit now. Get that fastened up.
That's it, hang tight now.
Okay. Yeah, that's looking good, that, Denny.
What?
That's looking good, that.
Get yourself a cup of tea, alright?
Today's job is to replace the anode, like with everything. Instead of that coming off neatly, it's just turning, so I'm going to have to take the whole bolt out on both sides and then reseal it, etc. But bit of a pain, really. All done now, finished, looking good. Now for the next job, all go. Plan is to refit this. I've had to solder these on because when they took this off, they just broke off. Obviously were rusted, but that needs to go back in. I need to put the anode back on, and yeah, all that work. One of those jobs where everything is so difficult to get at. Lockdown causes endless problems, apart from having to squeeze through this very narrow gap here. I managed to, because I was able to go in slightly sideways, I managed to get those clamps on. I just need to tighten those up now, and hopefully that's one job done. Oh well, there I go again. Just climb into this little hole. Ah. It's a good reason to lose weight, this. I wonder if I take my jacket off and jumper off. See it here. Oh man, it's jacket and jumper. Can I still get in? Lockdown causes endless problems, apart from having to squeeze through this very narrow gap here. I managed to, because I was able to go in slightly sideways, I managed to get those clamps on. I just need to tighten those up now, and hopefully that's one job done. This time it's the anode bolts. Got some sealants around those. Ah, no. do that. This is where the other bolt is, and I had a spanner jamming that, but as you can see it's falling down into the bolt. It's all very good, this. It keeps you occupied, gives you something to do. Not. And just looking there, for some strange reason that's been cut. Oh, the other side's alright. Looks alright. Anyway, right, so it's retrieved the spanner, if I can get to it, and then try and jam it on again. I've had all this replaced now. This is a new joint, swivel joint, and cutlass bearing and seals here. So hopefully that will be alright for the future. The main thing is to try and get most of this work done and get on the water as soon as possible, hopefully in a few days time. This is where you need two people. Finally got the spanner back after trying to squeeze in and get it, got jammed. The spanner's back in place. Hopefully that'll stay there now and I can get down on the other side now and start on doing it. Whew. This is where you need two people. Finally got the spanner back after trying to squeeze in and get it, got jammed. The spanner's back in place. Hopefully that'll stay there now and I can get down on the other side now and start on doing it. Whew. And the next job is to fit the raw water filter, but I need to get in there to do that, and because it's a panel that's very thin, I just need to put a block on this side really, so just put a block down there and just glue that on for now, let that set, and in the meantime start fitting my soundproofing. Get some of that done today. Two final jobs: putting the outlets for the exhaust for the heater and also the outlet for the bilge pump, and then putting the figurehead on, and then finally to put it back in the water. After all that time, COVID, 3 months, sitting around doing nothing, and finally getting the boat back in the water today. I'm so pleased with that. Big thanks to Denny and for Andy coming today to help me get it back in the water. So, much appreciated, people.